Hello, welcome to the pet room. For those who have been following along, I've been having a discussion with the keyboard for a pet. I have now cleaned it 3 times, and last night I did a time lapse and I cleaned it a 4th time. And for this one, I decided, let me back up. For the 3rd time, I had keys picked out that were trouble, and I did all them, and then other keys were trouble. Ugh. Oh, golly. So last night, I spent about 2 hours, and I did a time lapse of it. I cleaned every single pad of every single key with its own Q-tip, both ends, with 99% alcohol. And then I put it back together, but I have done nothing else yet. So, and you know what? I'm not doing this again right now. I'm not doing it again. Not at the moment. So if it doesn't work, well, hey, this is weird. I should have my note sheet in here, and I don't. Huh. Okay, what I'm doing now, I have a little envelope that has the screws that hold the keyboard in. And that's not the screwdriver I need. That's not the screwdriver I need. This could be the screwdriver I need. Anyway, because I have great faith that this is it. This is the time that it has worked. I'm going to put the keyboard back in. Because if this didn't work, then I have to get... I am told by Rudy of Rudy's Retro Info that there is this graphite stuff that needs to be painted on. And if that's the case, I don't mind doing it. I don't. Oh. Whew, that didn't go well. Come on. Anyway, I don't mind doing it. I want the keyboard to work, but I don't have the stuff. And this, my golly, if this didn't do it, nothing will. Except perhaps for the graphite stuff. Anyway, I'm going to get this secured. Maybe this is not the perfect screwdriver. It seems a little small. Let's see. This one doesn't do it better. Oh, yeah. So, there are 12 screws that hold the keyboard in, because I know that I don't have to do this again for another like 40 years. I'm putting them all in. Every single one. Da, 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 da. All right, we are almost there. Well, on the front side, we're almost there. I think we still have 5 to go. on the back side. Okay. I'll make sure they are all snug, but not, you know, so that something will break. Okay. They are snug. And, funny, it's hard to see inside here. I think it is possibly time. Yeah, that's helpful. These little lights are handy. Oh, yeah, good, okay. They have a magnet on them. Didn't want to have it too close to the board. Not that anything could possibly happen. I have waited a long time for this. I spent hours on this keyboard. Oh, by the way, I don't know where Dollarama is in the world, but I went there. Oh, come on. Oh, there we are. There's the hole. I went there looking for cotton swabs because I thought, I bet you they've got them, and I bet you they're a lot cheaper than Shoppers Drug Mart. And indeed, I would bet they're about 25% the price. So instead of like somewhere between $8 and $10, more like $2. And also, okay, got that plugged on. Also, another pleasant surprise there. They had 100% alcohol, or not, sorry, 99% alcohol, the same as what I would need. Nope, okay. Need a power cord. And it too was remarkably cheaper than Shoppers Drug Mart. So keep that in mind. Check your local dollar store before you go looking for things. Okay. All right. We have the power cord in, and now because I have power bars all over the place here, I don't have to think about what I'm going to pull out or what I'm going to do. I can just stick that in and turn it on, and it's going to come up. Let me just take one more look in there. Keyboard is attached, monitor is attached, power is attached. It's going to come up, and the keyboard is going to work perfectly. Okay, it has come up. I'm going to hit the 0 key. Oh my god. Oh, okay. The run stop key was stuck down. Which can screw things up. Okay, I'm basically hitting 3 keys 3 times every time. 1, 2, 3. three, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So far, now I will have to take this keyboard apart again at some point because the shift lock key is gone. Why? Because I took it out. Now, this is now doing world of Commodore, world of Commodore, world of Commodore, world. Okay. And the off reverse key is the one that pauses everything. And it is pausing everything. Now you press the run stop key. Now, I don't know why it had stuck down, but it had, because it seems okay now. Alright, so, hours later. Hours and hours. Like, a pile of Q-tips. Actually, there will be, actually, you probably have seen it, or you're about to see it maybe. There is a time lapse, which it basically takes 2 hours and puts it into about 30 seconds of me cleaning every single key over and over and over again. And it's funny, because like I was using the alcohol, I was using the Q-tip, and I would go over it, and the first time through, on the first end, there would be some level of dirt, and then I do it on the other side, and there was still, sometimes even more, almost like something was just embedded on there. And I thought, my golly. So I just kept going and going and going and going and going. Endlessly. At one point I thought, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. But I kept doing it. So, what is the summary on this pet? Well, you know what I need to do? Because I have not done this. There should be inside of here a piece of paper with notes. There is not. Okay, so you go back there. Oh, need some space. So 4016 upgraded 4032 basic 4.0 2114 RAMs changed. And socketed. Let me have a look in here. Yes. Which I knew already. All major chips socketed. Keyboard cleaned ×4. Now working Well, shift lock key missing as it was defective. Replace. Extra 16K RAM chips socketed. Uh, separate our cable. This is not bad. I mean, if power cables can unplug, you can lose them, but also if something goes wrong, you can easily replace them. If they're built in, it's a bigger chore. Lovely condition. Scratch on top. There is a bit of a scratch right up here. But besides that, it's pretty clean, it's pretty mean, it's pretty dandy. So, let's see if there's anything else to be done. These are my keyboard notes of how terrible it was. That's after the first time I cleaned it. The keys at the bottom were working. The other ones either didn't or they were intermittent. Yeah. And then, I think that's the second time. Yeah, this is the few keys that wouldn't work the third time. And then it was, they worked and then others did. So it's like, anyway, for the moment, I'm going to leave this little bag in here, the one that says 4016 keyboard screws. And I'll put that in there. Oh, and you know what? Get in there. What else I should do is write down. Now this machine is a good candidate for me to test the BBS. Yes, the Bradley Brothers Bulletin Board System PET with. It is. Because it is basic 4, it is all socketed, and it is all working from what I can tell. So we'll see. Maybe I gotta see if I can get it now. It's over there. It's over there. Anyway, the other thing I have to do is keep working on the family portrait and keep on fixing things and keep on doing things and keep on recording things. This is the 4040 that has the mysterious spinning pancake. This is one that used to be in the Teapot mailroom that I've been checking out, but that got delayed because I didn't really have a pet that had a good keyboard. But now I do. So, and there's other drives, and there's other stuff. Anyway, I've got to get stuff in here, get the portrait done, and then I can carry on, and that means that I can actually start to possibly, yes, let things leave the nest. Sell things. Imagine. So, if you're looking for a pet, you never know, haven't decided on where or how or what. But of course, if I ship anything, it will be incredibly well packed. And, yeah, I mean, there's always a danger when shipping. But anyway, I use lots of bubble wrap and lots of other stuff. And big, strong box. Yes. Anyway, and if you're local, of course, I'm sure we can meet somewhere. Anyway, the keyboard is working. It's funny, the one on the Rusty Pet has issues. It needs to come apart. And it's not that I don't want to take it apart. I'm really kind of burned out on this keyboard. And besides, this one is working, but I will, of course, take it apart. Now, the other thing with this keyboard is the top is not all that clean. So really, at some point, I need to very carefully take off all the keys and wash things and put things back together, which of course fears me terribly, because sometimes when you take things off, sometimes things break. You have to be incredibly careful. But anyway, I don't know of a really good way without sort of taking things apart to really getting in to get the dust out. I've got my little thing here to blow stuff, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. But this should not interfere with the working of the keyboard, because when you take a key off, you get the key, you get the plunger, not the plunger thing, the spring thing, or the plunger should stay in place, so it should be okay. No more cleaning of this keyboard. It works just fine. It works just fine. So, thanks for being here for this long, torturous keyboard saga. And you know what? When I first took it apart, nothing looked terrible. Nothing at all. It did, I had no idea it was going to turn into this marathon thing. But I guess the thing of it is like when I first went to try this keyboard, when I turned this machine on and got it up and running finally after replacing the 2114 chips, not one key did anything. Nothing. It didn't matter how many times I hit it, how many times I did anything, it would do nothing. I've never had a keyboard like that. I've had bouncy keyboards where you might get more than one letter, or things happen. Or I've had ones where some keys work, and if you hit the other ones enough, they come back to life some, and things like that. But I've never had one that just refused to do anything unless it was a chip failure. And then I replace the chip, and then we go on from there. So I guess if you ever come upon a pet keyboard or a big keyboard or 64 or whatever, where it absolutely does nothing, but yet you can tell that another keyboard would work and everything should be fine, then I would say get out the 99% alcohol, get out the Q-tips, and on each individual key, use both ends of the Q-tip and clean them and clean them and clean them. It may be more than a minute on each key. I know this whole operation took me, I think, at least 2 hours, which can be condensed into like 30 seconds with time lapse. Anyway, if I'd had to do the graphite, I would have, and that would have been fine. Would have been fine, but I just anyway, it's like a mystery. It must be solved. It must be resolved, and it is. And it's good. So I should be able to get back to disk drive things, as well as moving things. And yes, I really do want to take another drive apart and see what's going on with that little groove and that thing, and if there's something missing, something broken, something I can do, something I can replace. Because this drive is fine, except for that little thing, tiny thing. All right, well, this is still doing the World of Commodore thing. And even though it's the afternoon, getting a little tired, so I will think about maybe napping or maybe carrying on with something else. I just haven't decided. It's nice and sunny out right now, but supposedly later it's going to rain. So I need to make sure I'm ready for that before I do anything. Yeah. So thanks for coming. Thanks for watching the endless saga of this keyboard. But now I should be able to get moving with, what I said, the BBBBS PET, testing more drives without having to be tortured by, oh, damn, no, I can't do that because that key doesn't work. So maybe I can come up with some other way, it's funny because, I always wanted to do like print, which you can shorten, but the short form of print is a question mark. But the question mark didn't work, and then the P key didn't work. And really, you run out of alternatives, and you're like, this annoys me terribly. Anyway, and I couldn't believe it when I first started and the zero key didn't work, but others were fine until I saw the run stop key stuck. And keep that in mind. It's the same with the Commodore 64 with a joystick. I think it's in port 1. You got a joystick in port 1 and it's lying on its side, or you have the auto fire button on, weird things will happen. Crazy things will happen. If you're having crazy keyboard things happen, unplug everything, especially from the joystick ports, and try the machine all by itself. No disk drive, no printer. Monitor, yes, you'll need that. But no joysticks, no koala pads, no any other accessories, because things happen. Anyway, live. Oh, although tired. From the pet room, David Bradley, signing off. Keep your stick on the ice. Bye for now.